Hi everyone. I got so many private messages yesterday. I've never received a response like that. So marriage is a hot topic, dating, relationships, etc. I brought a little piece of paper with me just to give you a sense of the range of things that people had asked about. There is one that I'm going to focus on today, which was how do you go from back to back to face, because it was something I addressed directly yesterday. So a couple of questions came in with questions about relationships prior to marriage and how to navigate that, and I'll try and address that briefly on one of the calls, on one of the walks. I'm actually thinking of doing a marriage course. If you're local in Crown Heights, then stay posted. Someone asked about reincarnation in marriage and how does that correlate with what comes up in the actual relationship. Someone said, what do you do when it's over? And that, stirred my soul because it's a difficult place to be in. I'll try and get to that one too. Then an interesting question came up. If marriage is, I had said it, that a man is obligated to get married but a woman not. And if that's the case, this woman said, well, then what is a woman's obligation? So there's that one. And then someone messaged me, I don't feel love anymore. I don't feel inspired by my husband. Which also, those are heart-stirring comments, because it's really hard to be in a relationship where there isn't love and you're not being inspired. What do you do? I certainly don't believe that's... I think we walk away from marriages way too quickly. And the response to that has to be subtle. I think it's nuanced. It's not just a quick Facebook talking walk answer, but I will try and get to it. But as I said, one of the people that wrote to me said, how do you go from back to back to face? And the first thing I want to mention is that marriage correlates with tikkun or repair. A life prior to marriage, we are told, in fact, there's a fascinating letter from Reb Leivik, the Rebbe's father, to the Reverend Rebbitzin on the occasion of their anniversary. I think it was the third anniversary, and he speaks there in that letter. In my course on marriage, I discuss it on the website in much greater depth. But anyway, he says there, your life before marriage corresponds to the world of tohu, unbridled lights. There's almost a chaos because the lights are so great, and life after marriage to tikkun or repair. So when we get married, what we're doing is through the challenge of this particular relationship, working on healing, repairing, rectifying aspects of ourselves. And one of the things that I say to people often is, you're not married until you're married. Like, there are a couple of things. Until you've done it, you haven't done it. Like, you're not married till you're married. You're not pregnant till you're pregnant. You're not a mom till you give birth. You could have the fetus inside of you, but you're not a mother yet. And once you get married, become a mom, things change, because with the new status, there is a new test and also new abilities. God gives them to us. So once we get married, we enter into it in this space of what the Zohar says is achor ba'achor, back to back, and we want to become panim b'panim, face to face. In my personal experience, in my experience with clients, there's a very difficult balance that has to be set up if you want to come face to face. And that has to do with the balance, which is what I'm going to focus on today, between bitul, or effacement of one's ego, and healthy boundaries. Like, very often I think that we are setting boundaries where we could be a little bit more easygoing, and we're tough where we need to be a little looser. And that all has to do with the notion of bitul, of nullification of our ego. I think there are few relationships. The closer a relationship is to us, the more challenging it is. So relationships with kids, you could get on well with strangers, people at work. The closer you get to someone, the more difficult it is. And you can know someone as a friend and then become a really close friend, and with that you get the challenge grows. And so too in marriage, we're working so intimately. I mean, it's a physical relationship. It's in your kishkas, like inside one's being, our heart, our mind. And what I find mostly is that when people have a dialogue, they're not really talking to each other. It's like a concurrent monologue, because the idea of letting go of what I know and the way I know things, or even acknowledging another person's experience, is so difficult. It feels to us that if I acknowledge any relevancy in your statement, in your claim, so to speak, that I will lose my position, my foothold. And so we have these concurrent monologues instead of a dialogue. Very problematic. And the work of marriage, the tikkun, the rectification and healing, is to be able to let go of our ego stance. Now, as I said, the balance is difficult, because that doesn't mean, as the expression goes in Yiddish, that you become a shmata. You know, shmata is fabric, like a washcloth. You don't become a nothing. Someone might have this approach of, well, I have to face my ego. Sorry, bad connection. I have to face my ego and then lose myself. Well, your true self, you don't lose, not when the bitul is really healthy. So I think that to come face to face, there has to be a letting go, a loosening of our hold on our own personal agenda, and that at the same time understanding that boundaries are really good. I've spoken about it before in different forums, but this idea of, no rules, no boundaries, so bad. It's so bad. Because if you have that, then you become abused, or you abuse others. Violence ensues. All right, so brief. As I'm speaking, there's so many other thoughts going through my mind. Stay posted. Someone also asked me, can you speak about grief? So I did want to let you know I'm going to be doing a course, and these talking walks are in honor of my dad, Shalom Ben Chana, and I will be doing a course on both the journey of the soul and forgiveness. That's a big deal. All right, I see some comments came up. Sorry I can't read them while I'm walking. And thanks for joining me. I came to it this evening, not this morning, because it was just a very busy day. Anyway, have a great one wherever you are, and I'll see you tomorrow. Bye.